This is a continuation of a pantry and refrigerator clean out challenge we are doing here at this household. I convinced my husband that we do have enough food to last until the end of the week. This is the day after Memorial Day. We were late on cooking the meatloaf. My husband took off for McDonald's when he was running an errand yesterday. And I was working in the garden, so I'm like, hey, that's going to work for me. So we're a day late on this meatloaf dinner, which is fine. The meatloaf's done. I cooked up some other food earlier. I'm going to show you what I did, but right now we're going to continue the sweet potato bread that we started. I have the puree for it. We just need to put all the ingredients together and make this delicious sweet potato bread. I made it last year. My husband absolutely loves this, and it is a sweet bread like a dessert. But we have another dessert to make too before this video is over. My husband wants chocolate chip cookies. We only have 2 eggs, so the eggs didn't go in the meatloaf. The eggs are not going in the chocolate chip cookies. The eggs are going into this sweet potato bread. Let's make it. For the sweet potato bread, we're using flour, sugar, cooking oil, salt, baking soda, cinnamon, nutmeg, and this smells delicious. And we have our mashed sweet potatoes and walnuts in place of pecans, 2 eggs, and some water. We combine all these ingredients together. We're going to start with sugar in a large bowl, and we add cooking oil and mix that together. Then add the beaten eggs and combine very well. And we add flour. I'm using 1 bowl. You can use another bowl for the dry ingredients if you like. Adding baking soda, salt, cinnamon, and nutmeg. And mix that together. Now water. This can just be added a little bit at a time. You can add it with the flour a little bit at a time if you want. You can follow the directions to a T. I will link the recipe in the description of this video. allrecipes.com. And all we're going to do now is add the sweet potatoes and the nuts, and that will be it. And this batter is mixed up very well. So we're going to pour the batter into a greased loaf pan and bake in a preheated oven at 350 Fahrenheit for 1 hour. We're going to check this after 55 minutes. While the sweet potato bread is baking in the oven, I'm going to show you some food that we cooked up after looking through the cupboards and refrigerator and pantry again and finding some food that we really needed to put to good use. We need to see what we need to use up. There's quite a bit of food. We do have cheeses, so instead of making gravy, I may just add some cheese for the mashed potatoes. So we'll do cheesy mash. We have pineapples. We need to use this with, I have some ham. Okay, we've got this deli ham that we can use for pizza. Been wanting to make a pizza anyway because we're doing baking today, so I might as well bake a pizza while the oven's hot. I've got celery, and we got quite a bit of celery left actually. We've got garbanzo beans, and this is the soup. Now some of this food we made yesterday or the day before. I'll do something with the garbanzo beans. But we have carrots down here. I was going to roast some carrots and radishes to go with the meatloaf that's already in the oven. I'll get the vegetables prepared shortly before I take the meatloaf out of the oven. I wanted to make macaroni salad. I guess we can do that. This is for pasta salad. We don't have tomatoes, so I don't know how that would work. Yeah, we'll hold off on that till we may have to hold off till we do our grocery shopping at the end of the week. And I need some kind of idea for the quinoa and lentils. My husband doesn't care for neither one of those ingredients. So I'll check for a recipe online using lentils and quinoa. It will be a healthy meal for myself. Why not? We also have some lettuce we need to use up, and I can use that for the macaroni salad. It will be a pretty presentation for the macaroni salad that I'm going to use shredded radishes, carrots, and garbanzo beans. And we're going to use like a vinaigrette dressing instead of mayonnaise base. I don't like carrots and radishes with mayonnaise. So it has to be a vinaigrette base. Very quickly, we are cooking up the macaroni in some lightly salted water. The bowl wasn't quite large enough for this salad, so I decided to use a platter, and it will be more impressive. So we'll just chop a little bit of onion, not very much. That should be enough. Now we have our macaroni. We're going to go ahead and flavor the dressing right in the bowl with the macaroni. Italian dressing, a little garlic powder, just a little salt and pepper, and a little sugar. Then we'll just mix in the vegetables. Some garbanzo beans, we'll save some for the topping. There's a lot of radish here. I'm going to use it all. Let's just mix it up and see what it looks like. We need something green. So we're going to use some parsley. We're just going to break up some fresh parsley. This is from the garden. So I'm not going to use all of it, but we're just going to layer this on the salad here. I love making salads, especially in the summertime. And we'll add a garnish. We'll make this even prettier with green. I got to pick some more herbs from the garden. I'm just going to pick some chives, some garlic chives here, and some fresh parsley. And the garlic chives are everywhere in the garden. It's just never ending. And these flowers are doing really well, as you can see. This is larkspur. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is very healthy looking. This would be a great base for a shrimp or seafood salad. We are making meatloaf. We're going to make it a little healthier than usual, but we're using fresh parsley that I minced along with the onion. 2 chia eggs. I will link the recipe for chia eggs in the description of this video. I also have some quick oats, that's half a cup, and some basic seasoning, salt, pepper, thyme, and garlic powder. Of course, we're going to use ketchup. That is a very important ingredient that my mom always used in meatloaf. So we combined everything together here and spread it into a greased loaf pan. Use ketchup for the glaze. We are baking in the oven at 350 Fahrenheit for 55 minutes because of the amount of ground beef in the meatloaf. It's more than just 1 pound. It's 19.1 ounces. The next meal we are cooking up is a sheet pan meal. It's going to be a side dish for the meatloaf, actually. And these vegetables are looking a little old and raggedy, so we need to use these up for sure. I'm just going to peel the vegetables, give it a good wash. I'm just going to put the peelings in the garden. I'm going to put it out for compost. All right, let's give these a chop. We have the veggies in a large bowl. We're going to mix in some avocado oil. You can do olive oil if you like. Some garlic salt and some pepper. And I think that's going to be it. Just take a spatula or a wooden spoon and mix all that together. And we're going to put it on the sheet pan. It's a little unusual looking, just like me. I've been told I'm a little off the wall, so let's put this in the oven. We'll bake for 25 to 30 minutes. I'll probably take some of those onions out early. I cut them a little too thin. Good thing my husband likes burnt onions. But this does take a while. You need to cut the radishes in slices, small slices, because that's the only way it's going to cook up, even in 30 minutes. Some of these are still hard after 30 minutes. And here's the complete meal put together, along with the mashed potatoes. We put shredded cheese and garlic chives for a garnish on the mashed potatoes. And looking good. My husband's excited about this, let me tell you. The sweet potato bread is done. It just needs to cool on the rack for about 20 to 30 minutes before I take it out of the loaf pan. Well, folks, it's finally cooled enough, and we're going to give this a taste test. I can't wait to cut into it and see what it looks like. It looks really, really good. I did put a little bit of butter on it. Oh, hands down. Very firm, not overly sweet. It is very, very delicious. Oh my goodness. It's not ooey gooey. It has a firmness to it, but those nuts really set it off. And you can actually see pieces of sweet potato. It looks like carrot, like shredded carrots a little bit. It's great. It's better than what I expected. I think it's better than what I made last year also. So you should give it a try. It's very easy to make. Since we are doing a refrigerator clean out, I need to use up this spinach. It's been in the refrigerator for 3 weeks. And you can see it's wilting, and it definitely needs cooked up. So my idea is to cook it with some ramen noodles, like a spinach stir fry with ramen. And we also have salmon. For the salmon, instead of making the salmon patties where I have to use eggs that I don't have, and we're going to flake it like you do tuna. We're going to flake it and break up the bones. We're going to put the bones into it. Now you don't have to do that. You can throw away the bones if you want. But it is good calcium. Just cook up your noodles without the salty chicken flavor pack. We are sauteing some onion in a skillet with avocado oil. The onion has cooked for a little while. We added a little garlic powder and a little ginger. We want to give this a ginger flavor. We're going to create like a dressing for the spinach. Add a little lemon juice. Okay, now we're going to add our spinach. And I'm going to pull the dressing up from the bottom of the pan and mix it into the spinach. The spinach has greatly reduced down. Now we're going to add our ramen noodles. Then flavor with soy sauce. And this will provide the salt that we need. We haven't added in any salt yet. And you can go ahead and turn this on low. You don't want to overcook the noodles. Or turn it off if your salmon's ready for serving. There we go. We have ramen noodles with spinach. We have our salmon. I went through and broke up the bones. We're going to keep the same kind of flavors going on, except for we're going to put a little mayonnaise to give this a little creaminess. So first we're going to add soy sauce, just a little bit, a little ginger, and a little garlic powder. And you can add onion if you like too. Then add about 1.5 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And blend it into the salmon so it has a creamy appearance, like cream tuna, if you've ever had cream of tuna. To the salmon, we added a garnish of shredded carrot and radish. This is my husband's plate where the protein is separate from the side dish. However, I prefer just to combine my salmon along with the noodles and spinach and add some sriracha for really good flavor. We are making my husband's favorite cookie, which is chocolate chip cookies. He's okay with the dark chocolate chips, and this is healthier. So I've got the dry ingredients already mixed together here, baking soda with salt. And I do these in separate bowls because I needed to soften that margarine. You can use butter or margarine. I softened it in the microwave for 12 seconds. Okay, we're using 2 chia eggs for this. So I'm going to put everything together here. I got brown sugar with white sugar. You can find the recipe on the back of a bag of Great Value brand dark chocolate chips. I'll just mix everything together here. But before I refrigerate this dough, I want to show you that I divided half of the dough over to this bowl. And I think I'll mix in on this side. I'm going to mix in something. I want to do something different. See, we have some leftover raisins from 2 months ago. I believe I purchased them 2 months ago. That's all we have left. Well, let's just throw them in there. And I have some figs. I'm going to chop these up and put those in there also. And I have a little bit of oatmeal. So these are pantry items. The dried fruit's getting old. The oats are fine, but I like the texture of oats in my cookies. These will be just plain chocolate chip, the way my husband enjoys them the most. Let's cut up those figs. I'm just going to cut them up in little pieces, about the same size as the raisins. I'm going to mix it up here. I'll refrigerate the dough. I'll see you when it's time to bake the cookies. And all right, I waited a couple hours on the cookies to refrigerate. My husband doesn't like them too He actually likes some old school, like the old school tow house. He likes some flat and thin. He doesn't like them too thick or fluffy or soft. Don't ask me, but I want to make him happy, so I would have refrigerated these longer or put them in the freezer if it had been up to me, but we're going to go ahead and flow with it here. We're going to go ahead and go with it. I'm just going to do one sheet pan for now. We spread these up pretty far apart because chocolate chip cookies have a tendency to spread. They really spread out, and we don't want them to run into each other, and they still may run into each other, so we can only fit 8 on the pan. And we're a family of 2. I don't think we're going to have company today. I'm going to make another batch in a couple days towards the weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven. The oven is set 375 Fahrenheit, preheated. We'll bake these for about 10 minutes. Separated the 2 different kinds of dough and labeled it so that we can pull this out and we'll know what cookies we're working with here. And in a couple days, in time for the weekend, I'll be making another batch. I'm very surprised these cookies did not spread like they normally do. I probably could have added a full dozen instead of just 8. But these look great. I think my husband will like them. They were not going flat. He likes them kind of flat. That's what he's used to. So I did flatten them a little bit with the spatula. I'm going to put these on a cooling rack. Thanks for watching today. We did not get the Hawaiian pizza made or the quinoa and lentils. So that will be in the next video because I'm continuing this challenge. It's not the end of the week yet. It's only the middle of the week. And besides that, I think we have enough food that could last even longer going into next week and further. My husband, Nick, doesn't feel the same way I do, but I'm going to try to use up what we have regardless. If we do go grocery shopping, I'm going to try to use up the oldest food first. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next one.